The legal community in Georgia is mourning the unexpected death of a prominent attorney who was recognized as one of the best legal minds in America. Pate died Sunday afternoon. According to Glenn County firefighters, he was trying to save his son from a strong outgoing tide at Gould's Inlet on St. Simons Island. News4JAX reporter and anchor Tarek Miner joining us now from Brunswick with more on Pate's life and how he's being remembered. Tarek?
Well, you know, News4JAX relied on Pate as a valuable legal resource for a number of high-profile cases, including the Ahmaud Arbery case here in Brunswick, Georgia, as well as several federal proceedings. He provided insight to us in national media all across the country. Here today in Brunswick at his law firm, his partners are collectively mourning his death and speaking about the legal giant that Pate was.
It was never just being a lawyer for Pate. It was really about serving people.
Attorney Thomas Church tells News4JAX he was mentored and eventually hired by Pate 5 years ago, becoming partners of this law firm in downtown Brunswick, Georgia. Church says Pate dedicated his life to helping other people navigate the criminal justice system, leaving a profound mark on the world in a good way.
He taught me something about grace and service, because we don't just have our cases. You know, we put information out there that we want people to be able to rely on to get through these tough times. We want people to know they have someone fighting for them.
According to fire rescue teams, Pate was pulled from the ocean on Sunday afternoon here at Gould's Inlet after trying to save his teenage son from a strong ongoing tide. His son managed to swim back to shore, but his 55-year-old father, Pate, did not survive.
I know that the first feeling is shock. You know, all of us were in disbelief that this had happened. And now we're all hurting, and that's part of the process. But I hope and I know that there's also going to be a time for us to celebrate all of the really good things he did.
Pate was a founding member of the Georgia Innocence Project, which helped individuals who have been convicted of crimes they did not commit in the state of Georgia. His partner, Thomas Church, describes Pate as a true Southern gentleman whose generosity and compassion for people was beyond compare.
But what a lot of people didn't see was Pate in the courtroom, where he was unmatched. I mean, it was an art to see Pate cross-examine a witness or to make an argument to a jury. And that is something that I know will live on through his firm, but everything he's done for people outside of practice, that will live on through the Georgia Innocence Project and through everything else that Pate did to make this world a better place.
Pate had a law office here in Brunswick, Georgia. He has a law office also in Atlanta and was well known throughout the state of Georgia and Florida. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we're speaking to the president of the Georgia Association of Criminal Defense Attorneys, what they're saying about the legacy that Pate leaves behind after his tragic death. We're live here in Brunswick. I'm Tarek Miner, Channel 4, the local station.